What's going on, guys? Mario here, back with another video. So hope you guys been liking the content recently. I'm trying to push one video a week and we'll see where it goes. So today's video, I'm going to be dropping the top 10 things that I learned from running my first Shopify dropshipping store. I hope this could be a lesson to all and just a little stuff to note on the side while running your first online business. Before we get into the video today, if you're interested in one-on-one e-commerce mentorship, if you're looking for a dropshipping supplier, if you're looking for Facebook ad account, TikTok ad account, everything will be in the description below. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. As you guys may know from my previous video, I ran up my first ever Shopify dropshipping store in last Q4 2023. Basically, in the span of 2 months, I ran up the store from $0 to $15,000 in revenue in the span of 2 months. If you guys want to check out that journey, I'll leave the video in the description below, or it might pop up somewhere here or here. So the first thing I learned and thought was very important, this is very underrated and I don't think a lot of people notice this, or people don't even think about this while running their first e-com store. Fulfillment is super important. You do not want to be fulfilling orders from AliExpress. You want to building a relationship with a private and reliable supplier for faster shipping, reliable shipping, and just to ensure that you have great communication with the supplier, because you want your product to arrive to your customer, right? So you do not want anything to be delayed or anything to be damaged and any bad rep on the store. So fulfillment is super underrated. I was super lucky that I had my own private supplier from Build My Brand. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave it in the description below. Like I said, I recommend that 100%. In the span of my store, I think I got 4 chargebacks out of, I don't even remember how many orders I got, but 500 plus orders. I got 4 chargebacks. 3 of them were being damaged, and then 1 of them was because it did not arrive. The one that did not arrive, I just communicated with the suppliers, sent a new one for free. So that's also another thing. You could send replacements if they're damaged or lost for free with the private supplier. So that chargeback was resolved. And the 3 others that were damaged, I just sent another one for free as well. So I recommend private supplier 100%. So number 2, it's kind of with fulfillment, but it's mostly customer service related. So customer service and making your customers happy is super important, because you do not want your website to have bad reviews. Also, that links with the fulfillment team. Since I had a great fulfillment team, my customer service was A1. I got any issues sorted out with them. I knew that I could send a new one for free and it doesn't even have to come out of my pocket, so that was nice. But yeah, I just want to reiterate that customer service is super important. It's awesome when a customer comes to your website, is super happy to order the product, and then actually receives the product in the matter of 7 to 10 days. That's a regular shipping with dropshipping. I mean, customer service, I had a few complaints, but they were sorted pretty well. I only maybe had like 2 bad experiences with customers through email. Other than that, everything was solid. Number 3, so understanding the target market of your audience. So basically, I was running products in Q4. So that means I had Halloween in October, Black Friday and Cyber Monday in November, and then Christmas and New Year obviously in December. December, you can still run Valentine's Day product, because December and January, post-Christmas, people start shopping for Valentine's Day stuff. So in Q4, you could start testing products and as such. Now, my product was a Christmas-related product as well as a Valentine's Day product, so that was a perfect product, and the product did solid numbers. So understanding your target audience means you want your website to be semi-related to the product that you're advertising, and you want to understand the season that you're selling your product. So like I mentioned, for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you could probably start advertising for Christmas during that time, because you have to think about the products need around 7 to 14 days to arrive to the customer. So people start ordering from then for Christmas shopping. Another thing with the target audience, personally, my product was more advertised towards the people that are over 16. So the product's not necessarily for children. It could be for children, but that's not my target audience. It's more so it was broad, so it was for men and women. It was a couple related product that I did advertise, like I said, in Q4. So that leads us to number 4, the product selection. So like I said, it's basically the same thing that I just talked about, but just knowing the product that you're advertising in what season is super important, because you do not want to burn through a product that is dead during that season and just burn your budget running that product. So it's super important. Just use common sense for yourself. What would you be shopping for during Christmas? If it's a product that's attractive, and go ahead and advertise it. So this brings us to number 5, adapting to trends. So basically, you want to see what's working during that time. So I constantly used to go through TikTok maybe 2-3 times a week just to see what kind of videos advertisement is working during that time. So for example, when I launched my first ad campaign, it was doing pretty decent, but then it fell off. And so I wanted to see how I can revive it. At the time on TikTok, ads that had stickers saying 65%, for example, were doing very well. One that flashes and pops up on the screen. So I tried that and it did revive my campaign. So that's just one example. So that was the trend at the time and it did pretty well. Then it died down. I needed to find something new. So I had to research again, and I kept doing that throughout my testing and even when I was scaling. So that brings us to number 6, which is constantly changing offers. So like I said, I had a 65% off. That was what was working at the time. I also had a buy one, get one free at one point. I had 50% off. I had 65% off. I had 80% off. I'm still selling it at the same price. I'm just upping the previous price just so it's more appealing to the customers. They think they're getting a better deal. So, I mean, that was what was working at the time. I kept constantly changing my offer. I would say maybe a week-to-week thing. It kept everything new, so new and smooth. So customers had a great experience on my website. I also gave out 10% sign-up codes. And yeah, that brings us to number 7. Number 7 is broad and targeted campaigns are very different. This was the first time I ever ran an ad account, and it was obviously through my own store. Broad and targeted campaigns are super different. So targeted, as you guys know, is very targeted to a certain niche. So for example, gifts and couples. That sometimes did a lot better than broad campaigns, but broad campaigns on other days were doing better. So it was important for me to keep refreshing creatives every 2-3 days. Even if it's the same ones, just try another target audience just in case one campaign dies out. I have something else still running and bring me revenue to the store. So that was something that I thought was very good, running broad and targeted campaigns at the same time. That personally worked for me. It might not work for everyone, but I just wanted to mention that. Number 8, so it's super important to analyze the data metrics on your ad accounts. I want to say that I didn't stress this enough at first. I was going through my ad account maybe every day or two, just looking at it, and I would be burning through budgets quite often, and I had a lot of support from my friends helping me out my first store because they ran some before, and so they would tell me surf scaling is pretty OP. So I would start looking through my ad account. I just have it on one of my 3 monitors there all throughout the day. I would look at it maybe every hour or two. When one of my ad campaigns is blowing up, surf scaling is very OP. That brought my margins to another level, and I had so many profitable days. Also had a lot of non-profitable days, but I did not surf scale during that time. So if something is doing really well, I will up the budget heavily, double it, even 3x it. If I wake up and I'm heavy red, I will tone everything down a lot, and I'll just try to find new creatives, run a new broad campaign, and just try to revive something for the next day. But yeah, I just want to stress the importance to look through your ad account multiple times a day. You do not want to burn through budgets and just have red days. Even sometimes I had green days that turned to red because I hadn't looked through my ad account. So it's super important to look at your metrics and read what TikTok is giving you and work with that. So number 9, TikTok is super inconsistent. I had a hell of a time with TikTok personally, but I had so many bad days, and so I talked to some of my friends. They use Meta mostly, and those margins are crazy there, is what I heard. I didn't get to use Meta. Personally, my Meta ad account is banned, so I had to stick to TikTok, and I didn't want to buy an ad account for testing purposes. I'll probably do it for another video, but it wasn't worth the 300 or whatever just to test with it, especially that my store wasn't a heavy in the green, so I wasn't willing to invest even more into it. But also this was just a test. So, but yeah, TikTok's mad unprofitable sometimes, and then when it is, bro, the margins are crazy. So I just want to say, for the long term, what I would do is have omnipresence. So I'd be on probably Google Ads, Meta, Snapchat, possibly influencers, and TikTok. So I'd want to be running on multiple platforms just in case one has a bad day, the other could probably make up for it. So in the long run, on another store, what I would do differently is probably run Meta and TikTok ads just to start instead of just TikTok ads. But that's just what I noticed. Again, I had so many really good days and then a lot of bad days as well. Like you guys know, I ended the store pretty much flat. So that was my experience throughout the 2-3 months. Finally, for number 10, what I learned is email marketing is super important. Guys, I had so many bad days that were saved with email marketing. Like even if it's 2, 3, 4 orders coming in from email marketing, that's pretty much free revenue coming in. And what I had worked out with the email marketing team is just 7.5% rev share. So, I mean, it's basically free. It's better than my CPAs on TikTok. So, I mean, for me, it was a no-brainer. And for me personally, there was no risk in adding email marketing. I had that team running it for me. Again, I was lucky because I got hooked up by Build My Brand, and that whole team was running the email marketing for me. So email marketing is a no-brainer. That saved me on multiple days. Also, you want to build reoccurring revenue on your store. So towards the end, in the last month, I started testing some products like perfume, etc. Just products that you'd probably want to order on a month-to-month basis. So I was just testing with that. I'd probably burned through, I want to say like $1,000 of ad budget, and I did pretty much break even with that. There's an app on Shopify that you can add, and it builds you MRR on the store, which in the long run, I mean, if you build up, let's say you get 10 orders a day and 3 or 4 of them are reoccurring every month, that adds up in the long run, right? So on top of the orders that you're bringing in every day, those become monthly subscribers. So that helped me out. I mean, I had almost $1,000 in reoccurring revenue on the store before I did shut it off. But again, that was just me testing. So that would help my margins in the long run. I'm sure I could have got the store heavily green. Again, this was just simply a Q4 test, and I will take another serious store sometime this year, and I will document the journey as well. Now, that's it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed the top 10 things that I learned throughout my first Shopify dropshipping store. Again, leave in the comments what you guys thought was relatable, what you guys think I should have done better with my store, if there's anything I did miss. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Again, if you want a one-on-one mentorship, build my brand, I got you guys. Look in the description below. Let me know in the comments below what type of videos you guys want to see from me in the future, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.